It's evident when taking a tour around Nuttall Art's studio that artist Jason holds a particular preference for portraiture. Along with ongoing and varied commission work, Jason's vast collection of celebrity portraits sits proudly on display. It poses the question, why concentrate on celebrity portraits, and who of those inspired him to become an artist in the first place? Whilst visiting the studio, Jason explains how his celebrity influences shape his style of art, and what happened when he actually met some of his heroes and presented personalised fan artwork to them.
One of my biggest heroes, one of my hugest influences was Sergio Aragones. He's a cartoonist. He works with Mad Magazine since 1963. But what really caught my attention of his work was when I was about 8 years old. I started reading his comic book, Gru the Wanderer, about a mindless barbarian, and his style of art and the writing that was involved, which was the writing was partially Sergio, partially Mark Wagner, really inspired me to continue with my drawing. Back in 2007, I had the opportunity to meet him at a comic book convention, the Motor City Comic Con, and I actually did a drawing for him and gave it to him. And I also did a block print of him and what they call the Gru crew, which is the people who put together the Gru comic book. Made it a point to tell him that because of his artwork, how he inspired me throughout my life got me to the point where I am now with the work that I do. Because if you see his work and you see my work, it's completely different. Because he does very, very fun, silly cartoons, even though they're beautifully done, they're quite a bit of a contrast to what I do, which is photorealism. I also got to meet Stan Sakai, who's another comic book artist that I've been following over the years. He created Usagi Yojimbo, and he also works on the Gru comic book as the letterer. And I did a drawing for him as well. And then I was able to meet them in 2010 as well at another Motor City comic book convention. I created a ceramic head of Sergio and a ceramic head of Stan Sakai, and inside of the hollow heads were little pieces of clay, and when you shake the heads they would rattle. So you have little Sergio rattles, little Sakai rattles, and they loved it. They were showing everybody that came to their table, and at that point I'd asked Sergio if he could do a sketch for me, and he did a drawing for me on the spot. And I just asked him is there any way you can do a drawing, like a little quick sketch for me, and he did. And I was like, I being a smart aleck, I said, you don't have to put me in it either. That's okay. And all of a sudden he starts like looking at me, and I thought he wanted me to talk, entertain him or something. So I started trying to talk to him about this, that, and the other thing. And he kept looking down and drawing, and he kept looking up at me. So every time he looked up, I was trying to bring up a topic or something, and it turns out he was sketching me, and I didn't realize it. So he did a drawing of Gru, and he did a drawing of himself holding the ceramic head that I made for him, and he drew a picture of me peeking around the corner, sketching him. And it was really kind of a goomy look that he gave me, but I think it was appropriate because that's probably how I appeared to him. But that was one of the biggest highlights, is that he did a personal sketch for me. I'm trying to display more of Jack Nicholson, other than just the traditional the brow raising giant smile. I wanted to show a little bit more difference. I mean, in the pictures that I've done, yeah, you can see those still. But if you look at the painting of him with the mustache, drinking a beer, that one doesn't have as traditional of a Nicholson look, and that's one of the things that I like about Nicholson, is that he's not all just flair. It's not all the smile and the eyebrows. He's a great actor. He's got a great personality. When I draw or paint larger pictures of him, I just want it kind of larger than life. I want to show more detail. I want more drama behind it. So, and And that's actually one of the only people, there's a list of people that I've always wanted to meet in my life, and he's the only one that I haven't met. One of my biggest influences was Sammy Hagar. He's my ultimate favorite musician, singer, guitarist, and his personality just kind of pops out for me. It's a very loose, very easygoing guy. And I started doing artwork of him when I was in junior high. And once he broke off from Van Halen, I was able to give him some artwork in concert. I had my brother and I, in '97, we both went to a concert, and I was able to give him a painting in concert. And he was, and he thought, he thought I wanted him to sign it. I was trying to give it to him as a gift, and he showed the audience, and he gave me a high five and showed the audience, and he actually sang with it for a few songs, and then he set it up against the drum set. And so it's kind of like the sixth member of the band at the time, which was really cool. And the next time he was in Michigan, I did another painting for him, and it was him and his daughter, and I have a photo of the two of the painting being held by Sammy during the concert, and he was on the microphone talking about it, which was great. A couple months later, I got something in the mail with autographed picture from him and a handwritten letter from him saying thanks for the artwork, it looks great, which is in the studio right now. And then a few years later, I was able to meet him and give him some more artwork, and I told him anytime he's in Michigan, I was going to do some artwork for him. And I've been able to meet him quite a few times, and he actually recognizes me now, which is awesome. Something I never expected. Yeah, I've got some artwork actually down in Mexico in Sammy Hagar's club, the Cabo Wabo Cantina, in his VIP room, and in the main office. I've actually got a video of Sammy Hagar talking about the artwork from 1999. I took a trip down there and took a bunch of artwork with me. Got a hold of the management and asked them if I'd be able to get the artwork to Sammy Hagar, and they said, well, it's really nice work. Do you want to just leave it here? And he's going to be here tonight. He'll look. And it turns out they were filming him and his show that night, and they showed him being interviewed, and they showed him talking about some of the things he gets for his birthday, because he has an annual birthday bash in October every year, and that's what I went down for. And he was going around saying, hey, this is a clock that somebody did for me, and he pointed to one of my paintings, and this is a painting that somebody did for me. Oh, and and it shows him kind of walking around, and he's like, oh, and there's a painting over here. It's a damn fine painting, I might add, so. And I'm actually in the video. I just remembered I'm in the. I look pretty much like this, except for my hair is quite a bit shorter.
And he's another one, obviously.
Yep, B.B. King.
A lot of people are a fan of his, that's for sure.
And this
is that the picture that was?
Yep, this is the drawing.
Was that actually given to him?
Yep, I gave that to him, and he was really appreciative of it. And then I found out B.B. King was going to be at the Soaring Eagle Casino a couple years after I drew the picture, and I decided to try to get it to him, and the management let me get backstage and give it to him.
Alright, okay, here we go. Here's the first one.
Yep, that's me and Sammy Hagar, 2002. I did that drawing for him. This is backstage at the DTE Energy Music Theater, which used to be called Pine Knob. And it was great because he let me come backstage, and we talked for a little bit, and I told him how my fiance and I were about to have a baby, and gave me a huge congratulations. And he ran off to go get the drawing because I asked if I can get a picture of him with the drawing, and he brought it out, and we got a picture taken with it.
And I don't know if you can see this moustache on here, but there's something very, very, very similar growing on Jason's face at the moment. I don't know whether you want to twirl it and show us.
I hope you mean the mustache. But yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
It's a combination of my fascination with Sergio and Green Arrow.